All right, I'm going to call the docket. If you're here, please stand and let me know you're here. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're not, and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. In custody, we have Rolando Gomez, Moses Martinez, Anthony Warrington, Christopher Miller, Ashawn Smith, Tyree Rainford, Ernest Diaz, Darren Doze. Darren Paul Doze, is he in custody? Okay. Christopher Lee Gonzalez. Christopher Lee Gonzalez. In custody, we have Anita Herrera, Dominique Nicholson, Yvonne Perez, Philip Diller.
Present, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you. Christopher Diaz, jail. Roberto Andrade, custody. Joaquin Mendez. Joaquin Mendez. Jakari Jackson. In custody, we have Antonio Barrientos. All right. Roberto Andrade, custody, Michael Perez. Jose Gonzalez Jr. Francel Braggs, custody, Regina Weaver. Romero Sandoval. Samuel Albert.
In custody, Your Honor.
Okay. Malik Lampkin, custody, Rolando Gomez, Juan Vasquez, Renee Hernandez, Mariah Lopez, custody, Dario Herrera. Thank you. Is there anyone whose name was not called?
Here, I've already gotten this information.
Yes. What's your name? Antonio what? Do you have a case number or SID number?
You have your jail card? ID?
You didn't come prepared at all today. Do you know who your attorney is? All right, is that your dad with you? All right, so you need to start coming more prepared. You understand? All right, just have a seat. We're going to get with you and get your information. All right. All right, anyone else who came in late or your name was not called? What's your name?
Ricardo Vargas.
All right, do you know your case number or SID number? Do you know who your attorney is?
Hernandez.
All right, just have a seat. Anyone else who came in late? What's your name?
Jose Gonzalez.
All right, you need to Sit on the front row.
First row.
Anyone else?
And is not in jail, and he was notified to be here this morning. He has
Oh.
another county plate letter.
Okay, all right, thank you.
He just walked in.
All right, and Miss, what's your name? What?
First row, man.
All right, anyone else? All right, everyone, jury will be up here at 11:30, so please confer. Hello. Oh, no, you're fine. Good morning. Oh, wow. See, it's good that you said that because now I know some people are late because of traffic.
First row. Other side, there's room. Here's the docket to keep her.
Well, on this one, I need to know whether or not the bond was revoked because the bondsman got off or if there was something else.
First row. No, first row, there's space, right, two chairs.
All right, and these are done. See, we have going on today. So we're gonna end up potentially having a jury trial today. But we usually select juries at 1:30, and then they come back tomorrow for testimony. And let me see. And so, and then probation they will have different people who maybe are not doing well on probation. They'll ask for them to come back so that I can talk to them and hopefully get them on track before revoking them. All right, is this on the docket today?
It was on the docket yesterday.
Okay, all right, thank you. Could you pull the file for me, please? It's not on the docket today.
Let's bring the docket.
Oh, no problem.
What's the case number?
2024 CR 0991. Sure. All right. So anyway, sometimes people are on probation and they get off track, especially those who are young, because sometimes we end up with people in this group who are 18, 19. So as you can imagine, 18, 19, still high school mentality and everything. And so sometimes they don't report or something else will happen. And so I normally don't want to revoke them. Sometimes it just needs to, just one moment. Sometimes it's a matter of me talking to them and reminding them that they could potentially go to prison if they don't follow through on the contract. Because motions to revoke and probations, those are technically contracts. And it's a contract between the person who's accused and the court. And sometimes the state and the defense, they will come to an agreement on a motion to revoke, but I don't have to follow that agreement because it depends on, I look at everything and I have to remind the person who's before me, I don't have to follow their agreement because my contract is not with them. And so Of course, I know you're taking contracts your first year. So they are trying to amend the contract. And of course, it's not in writing. And I know you've done the four corners of the document thing. So probation's, it's four corners of the document. What's in it? What was our agreement? And sometimes when they're on deferred, the thing about deferred adjudication, it's a form of probation, but it's not a conviction on your record. So let's say you get 4 years deferred on a third-degree felony. The good thing about it is you complete everything. It will show that it's been dismissed. It'll always be on your record, but it'll show dismissed. But the bad thing about deferred adjudications, and I always tell people, you know yourself better than I do, better than your attorney does, better than the probation officer does. Do you think you can do it? Because if you can't, and you're on deferred adjudication for a third-degree felony, if you have a motion to revoke filed against you, and I find it true, you're looking at the full range of punishment. So I can send you up to 10 years of prison.
No, absolutely.
Now, if somebody's on what they call regular probation or community supervision is the legal term, but everybody here just says regular probation. That limits your liability. So say, for example, you're on probation for a third-degree felony and your underlying is 4 years, but you're going to be on probation for 6 years. That means if you mess it up, the most I would be able to sentence you to would be 4 years. That's it. So when I first started practicing, people would love to get deferred. So when you go to your employment and you're filling out, they'll ask you if you've ever been convicted of a felony before. You can say no. And you're like, yay. But now those applications have changed. And now employees will say, have you ever been on deferred adjudication, ever been charged, ever been, they put the whole list of things. And, you know, that's sad. That's happened for some people, but now they do that. Oh, sometimes they do, because even though it shows up on their record or they have it on the record, sometimes you still, thank you. Sometimes they still will let you keep your
There's
job.
one seat next to.
But I always tell people here, for every job that you're seeking that requires a license, you need to figure out how this case is going to impact you getting that job. Because I had a lady once who went to nursing school. She graduated. And she came to see me and she forgot all about this theft case from when she worked at Dillard's. Because, you know, I would always tell my students, if you work at Dillard's and Dillard's gives you a discount as an employee, legally, you're committing theft if you give that discount to somebody else. And I've seen people actually at different stores get fired when the company figures out you're letting somebody else use your discount, right? And so that's what she had done. And so they had charged her with theft. And she pled to it. And she went to nursing school, wanted to get her license. And she's like, can we get this expunged? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. It's like, you're going to have to beg and plead, you know, with, it is. And we had somebody in our law class who had some issues, but what he did was he ended up going to the board himself, writing a letter. He had all of these people writing letters of support for him. And so they allowed him to have his license. But otherwise, you're sort of stuck. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why I always tell people, you got to be very careful. But I remember theft cases, oh my gosh, they were so complicated because people would get caught stealing at a store. You know, they work there. And they would take them in a back room with a security guard and having them sign stuff and admit to stuff. And then after you do that, then the store wants to charge you like $2,500. And so I had somebody once, I'm like, what is this $2,500 they're trying to charge you for? And they would sue you civilly. And so I was just like, on the principle of the matter, I'm going to do this case and we're doing it for free. So we started doing discovery back and forth because I'm trying to figure out, where did you come up with $2,500? And it was just a top that cost $20. But so the person is doing, you know, the Class C for stealing the top, right?
Yes.
And then the store is coming back wanting $2,500. Yes, and oh, major windfall. And so there's like, well, it's the stocking fee and it's the cost of the security guard and it's this. And so I'm like, how many times have you received your $2,500? Because some people have paid $2,500. It's outrageous. But they will send you a letter, and the letter is pretty terrifying when you look at it. And we're gonna garnish your wages. You're just like, what? So yeah. But Sean, are you ready for Malik? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Malik Lampkin. Hello, how are you doing? All right. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. So why were you late this morning?
It was just a long lineup.
Okay. That's what usually when the sun is not out and it looks muggy like it's going to rain, people are always late. They keep the line down. All right. So what's going on?
Judge, this was set just for him to give you an update on his mental health treatment,
Okay.
everything that's going on with him.
Okay.
You wanted him brought back a couple of months ago, earlier this week, yesterday. However, he was not told in time.
Okay. All right. No problem. So how are things going?
And Judge, I'm sorry, I do have to mention that his grandfather, who he lives with, is here in the courtroom today in case you wanted to call.
Okay. All right. So how's everything going? Going good? Any issues?
Not really young.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to get his grandfather to talk. Yeah,
So
there's nothing to be scared about here, okay?
So Judge, based on the supplemental report, that was sent last week, he's been doing what he needs to do on probation. He was screened for the MIC caseload. However, he did not qualify, he didn't meet the criteria. So he is currently, we asked that he just continue his services with Center for Healthcare Services.
Okay.
And he's been, from my understanding, doing everything that he needs to do. You did grant him permission to travel last weekend with his family.
I remember that. Now it's
Yes.
coming back to me.
Yeah, so far, as long as he stays on top of his meds and everything, I think he should be good.
All right. How did the travel go?
It was good.
Did you go by car?
Yes.
How long a drive was that?
This hour.
Oh, an hour?
Yeah, it was a house.
Okay. You don't know if you can get along with your family until you're in a car for 4 hours at least.
Try 18.
Oh my gosh. But you know, my problem is whenever I'm in a vehicle, if I'm not driving, I immediately go to sleep. So is there anything else you need from us?
I wanted to try to get off house arrest.
Okay.
He is on GPS, and you have him on house arrest with partial for him to attend his treatment sessions, and I believe anything probation related.
All right. So what do you want to do?
Have it removed.
No, I mean, I don't have it removed, but I'm trying to understand, what are you not able to do that you want to do if that were removed?
Nothing really. Nothing really, to be honest.
Okay. All right. And you say his grandfather's here? Who's his grandfather?
And he's a little hard of hearing.
That's okay. Hi, come on up.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How's everything going?
Fine,
All right, and how's he been doing?
pretty good. He was able to come up the stairs faster than me, being an old Vietnam era veteran.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's doing very well. He's done a really 360-degree turnaround.
Mhm.
He's been helping me through the house, around the house, and helping me on a lot of things when I can't get around so well. And
Okay.
helping me on the computer and these things called the smartphone.
Oh, yes.
They understand and I don't.
Was they were supposed to help me with the iPhone. They still haven't done that.
And I still have the old Android,
Oh,
still on
okay.
this. But yeah, he's doing very well, Your Honor.
Awesome.
He went to, his mother is an evangelist.
Mhm.
And we went to the religious event that the court granted him permission to go in Austin. And it was a very moving experience for him, and watch everybody get up there and do their testimonies. And at this thing, about 200 people showed up, and then
Oh,
we did
wow.
baptisms in the pool.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we had two churches, the Agape Church and a church in Houston showed up, and the pastors was doing the baptisms,
Mhm.
and Malik was a participant. And
Oh,
yeah, and this Friday we're going to be doing with Haven for Hope, where he's
Mhm.
serving the homeless people. So
oh, that is
yeah,
awesome.
with, Mr. Greehey and the owner of Haven for Hope. So he's really come around, trying to do it. And he wants to try to get part-time employment, but he's still having a hard time, focusing totally on that. But so he's been doing very well.
All right, I tell you, this is what I'm going to do with regards to your GPS. I'm not going to remove it, but I will put it for tracking only to just try them out. But we're going to do tracking only with a curfew. So what's a good curfew time? I put
Oh,
everybody on
good.
the spot.
7 p.m.
Yes, 7 p.m. So what that means is you need to be in the house by 7 p.m. You understand? All right.
6 a.m. to 6.
Well, Your Honor, last time you gave a stipulation where if he's having any episodes, any paranoid, different things. I don't want to go into HIPAA.
Yeah, no.
If he's having any episodes where we keep him extended a little bit period where, to get him back to, so you gave some leeway time. I don't know how you phrased it though.
Oh, no, here's the thing. So he's going to be allowed to leave the house at 6 a.m. and he needs to be back at 7 p.m. If there is some kind of emergency that happens, then of course that emergency needs to be taken care of. And if there's a violation because there's an emergency, it will go to probation and will come to me and I'll see it and we'll have a discussion about it. When people come to me and there's a violation and I see a report for a violation, I always, unless it's something where somebody's alleged to have committed a new offense, I always have them come back to court so we can figure out what happened for the emergency. So I'm just going to put you on tracking to see how it goes. We're going to come back in 3 months. And if you've done well in those 3 months, then I'll strongly consider removing GPS. Okay. So I like to do things in increments so you can make sure that you have your daily routine down. All right.
Yeah, and the monitoring people have been very, very kind and, they're very understanding, in the situation. So we usually call them and they call us, so, so they know all the situations and everything. So they're working with us too.
Okay. So it'll be tracking with a curfew from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay, so from 6 a.m., Your Honor, till 7.
7 p.m. Yes. All right.
All right.
All right. And then we're going to come back in 3 months. Let me look at a time for us to come back. Okay.
And does that start today, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And let me look at the calendar. And when we come back in this 3 months time, whether you're still on GPS or not, that's going to be 100% dependent upon you. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Your Honor,
Hmm?
any, oh, okay, thanks.
I'm sorry.
Any things like we have planned, we just go ahead and do the same way we did about getting permission from the court and then.
Yes,
Court
if it's going to be
with that.
something where you are leaving, just let probation know. They'll let me know. Okay,
All
yes.
right. Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Because the GPS people, they're just going to be looking at the 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So if he's not back at home at 7 p.m. and you all haven't gotten permission to travel, if that's what you're doing, then they're going to say it's a violation or something.
Oh, yes. And Your Honor, how much of in advance do you kind of tell them?
They usually want 24-hour notice at least. Yeah. But like I say, if it's an emergency, just let them know it's an emergency and always leave a message. And if you leave a message for them, because sometimes people will call and people don't answer, so they just don't leave a message. But if you don't leave a message, they don't know you've called.
Because Your Honor, you know, we're going to be planning a trip to Disney World. It'll be like 7 days.
Oh, do y'all have room for one more?
Okay. So something like that, would we give
Sure.
the court the itinerary of him?
No, just let us know the dates, when you're leaving and how long you're going to be there.
And
You know,
the
when you're
the air
returning.
Flights or the air,
No, just tell us, hey, we have a trip scheduled for Disneyland. We're going to be moving, we're going to be leaving, for example, on July 8th, and we'll be back in San Antonio on July 19th. Just let them know as soon as you know the answer to that, let them know. And I can tell you right now, I will sign off on him for him. He'll be able to go as long as there are no issues.
oh, I see. Your Honor.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to have you come back on July 8th. And at that time, if everything is well, then there's a strong possibility the GPS will be removed. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. And can we get something with that?
Oh,
written?
I'm going to give that to you right
I
now.
don't know how much remembering.
Oh, no, no problem. And once you sign that, just speak with probation, then you're excused.
Okay, thank you. Your
All
Honor.
right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Who's here on Christopher Gonzalez?
President, Your Honor.
Hello.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. And Mr. Gonzalez was late.
He is, however, well dressed.
All right. That'll knock off 2 minutes. So then what about the extra 5 minutes for lateness?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
It's very humid and traffic out there.
You
Your
look
Honor.
nice today.
Oh, well, thank you. So why were you late?
The line outside was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like to the end of the block.
All right. So Mr. DeLeon, I know you may or may not be in trial in another court.
I'm in the 399th right now, determining my 50-50 shot, whether I'm gonna be in trial. That's gonna be determined in 3 minutes,
All right.
allegedly. However, the state had an update for us.
Yes.
Yes.
So through another case, we were able to find out that the complainant is currently, as of the weekend, in SA Behavioral Health. So they're in that treatment facility right now. So we only found this out yesterday, so we're gonna, if we need to, we're gonna file a motion for continuance, Judge, because she is the witness and she is currently there as we speak, Judge.
All right. So you all will need to file a motion for continuance.
Okay.
And then are you going to have objections to their motion for continuance?
We have no objections to their continuance, Your Honor, and also I've received a text that I am going to trial on 399.
All right, let's go on the record. Will you have any objection to an oral motion for continuance by the state? All right. And I'm assuming the 2019 case, that's the assault case. All right. Court is calling 2022 CR 10364 and 2019 CR 12466, State of Texas versus Christopher Lee Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state, Your Honor.
Michael DeLeon for Mr. Gonzalez.
And are you Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're scheduled for jury trial today. Off the record, the state wanted to do an oral motion for continuance. Any objection to the state's oral motion for continuance?
No objection from the defense.
All right, and then will you have any objection to their request for a continuance?
No objection, Your Honor. We want that information.
All right, and off the record, it was discussed the information that is now needed. And so defense, you're aware of that new information?
Yes, Your Honor.
And state, when do you anticipate giving that information to them?
We're not sure. So I spoke with our advocate, Your Honor, and because our complainant is still at SA Behavioral Health, there's no record request that we could make while she's currently there. So the minute she's out, we'll go ahead and one, follow up with her, but then two, make sure that defense get those records. We spoke briefly about it yesterday. I let defense know as soon as I found out, but it is a currently developing situation, Judge. So we'll be sure to stay on top of it.
All right, then without objection from the defense, the state's motion for continuance will be granted. Could I have a reset form, please?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to recall this for May 28th. And that's just to make sure that the defense has the discovery that they're asking for. And then after that, it's going to be a quick turnaround for jury trial if that's still where we are going.
And Judge, that sounds wonderful. And then I'll do my best to update you, of course, with counsel present. I don't know when she's going to leave, given the nature of why she ended up there in the first place, Judge. So we will keep you apprised of her medical status.
All right. We're off the record. Then I will give you your reset form for May 28th. Once you sign this, you are excused.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Let's wait and see. You could look at it.
Okay.
So if you would like, if you'll leave me your cell number, you can write it on the back of here. And I can text you if you would like to go see jury selection with them. Okay. Michael. Hi, our intern is going to copy you so he can be a part of jury selection.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a
You're
good day.
welcome. Thank you, you too. All right, sure. And if you want to leave any of your stuff here, you can. Nobody will bother it. Yes, sure. And the other stuff, I'll end up putting it in my office, okay? All right, you're welcome.
Good luck, Michael.
We're not.
I'm sorry, who? Oh, Alan.
He's not.
Yeah, small one. How's it going?
It's good.
Darren Does. Oh, just have a seat.
Okay.
I'm just calling to check people in. Joaquin Mendez. Dakari Jackson. Jose Gonzalez.
The council.
Regina Weaver.
She's here, Judge.
All right. Oh, Weaver.
Yeah, she's the.
Oh, I checked her off.
Okay.
Thanks. State, have y'all reviewed the motion for continuance in Darren Doze's case?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Is there going to be any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, could I see Darren Doze, please? All right. Well, thanks for dressing appropriately for court. However, you were late.
Yes, ma'am, I apologize. I left an hour and 15 minutes early and I got stuck behind a train.
You know, other people were telling me about the train, and it just reminds me of, my hometown and my mom's hometown. Because you didn't have, in my mom's hometown, there were no traffic lights. But the train would come by and you just have to wait for the train. It did teach patience.
Oh, yeah. Especially because they're long once they're out like in smaller places.
Oh, they are.
It's- Wow.
And then sometimes when I was a driver, it will feel like you're moving, but you're not, and you just slam it, and you're like, oh. All right. Court is calling 2022 CR 0493 and 2022 CR 0494, State of Texas versus Darren Doze. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Hallie Jackson.
defense?
Matthew Allen.
All right. The court is in receipt of a motion from continuance from defense. It states that Mr. Calvis is having hand surgery as we speak, so he will be unavailable. Any objection to the motion for continuance?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will grant the motion for continuance and we can go off record. Is this going to be a bionic hand? What's happening?
He cut it up this weekend, I guess, working on the ranch. And so he went yesterday to the doctor and they scheduled him for surgery today. So he might have a bionic hand.
Wait a minute. When did he cut it up and they're just putting off doing surgery?
I believe it was like Saturday or
He
Sunday.
probably just slapped some Neosporin on.
Yeah.
Or did what they do in the movies, which they just get some masking tape and continue with the mission?
Apparently his tape job didn't do it, so he's got to have some surgery.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Are you all up in June
For
for trial?
June 4th, but Matt, do you have a trial right before, like, at the end of May that you're gonna be in, do you know? Somebody had mentioned you might be in a murder, so that's why.
I
He's
can-
like, let me check the schedule.
All right, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna recall this, and it's a recall for you all to get your trial setting.
Okay,
Oh, okay, yes.
And so,
so yeah, she's just gonna give us a recap
Okay.
right now to figure out a trial date.
so
Yeah.
we're gonna come back on May 20th. And on May 20th, you're gonna get a trial setting. All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
I'm like, I'm not that she knows my schedule better than I do.
Yeah. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Morning, Judge.
Morning. Jose Gonzalez. Hello. Thanks for dressing appropriately for court.
You're welcome.
All right, so why were you late?
I came in from Dallas.
Ah.
Actually driving this morning, a lot of traffic.
All right, so do you live in Dallas?
Yes.
All right, well, if he wants to appear by Zoom, he can appear by Zoom.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Great.
Where are we on CPS records?
I double checked with our advocate this morning. She still hadn't received them. I'm guessing 45 to 60 days. We did request them literally the last day that we were here.
All right, so here's my question with the CPS records. Is this a legal case that's ongoing? The CPS case?
I believe they're switching back and forth between.
Yeah, we just went to court yesterday. That's right. We just went to court yesterday and she already got the kids back
All right, so you went to court and,
yesterday.
CPS?
Yes.
all right, and that's here in Bear County?
Yes.
The
No,
CPS
yes,
case?
Yes, it is. But they asked me to do some tasks that I'm not gonna do.
No. I don't want to get into what you're doing or not doing. I'm just trying to figure out how quickly we can get CPS records. So the Child Protective Services case, was that here in Bear County? All right, so the hearing you had for CPS was in Bear County?
Yes.
All right, so isn't there any way to pick up the phone to the prosecutors over there and have their worker just get the CPS records? All right, I think that may be the route to try, and they'll probably be able to get it sooner if we do it that way. Well, if you do it that way, I say we, but if you do it that way, that'll probably be easier to get the CPS records. So let me see. All right, I'm calling you back on June 11th. By then, you all should have your CPS records. And since this is for discovery, you can appear by Zoom. And counsel, you need to get the Zoom link from Ms. Ferguson. And you need to be on time for Zoom, and you need to be dressed appropriately for Zoom. You understand?
That's right. It's gonna be a job.
You haven't had to.
What is it for?
County court.
Let me do this work with government. I just need, because I got government. I understand, yeah. Marshall's gonna call me back. I left like 5 messages. I even called the clerk over there and they didn't call me back, so I am trying. I know, well, I also. Want to see how this goes.
Yes.
Well, the problem is.
Joe Hernandez?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
All right, Judge, he's on his way up. For your edification, this was a plea that we entered in front of Judge Angelini for 10 deferred.
Oh, no, I remember.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna fill you in on what's going on there today.
All right, what's happening today?
So I asked the DA if he would be willing to consider the 10 deferred. He said, let me think about it. We did enter the plea fully and officially on the 4 silent. Mr. Hernandez then tells me he wants me to put in a motion to dismiss for prejudice, and I told him there is no such thing. Because, you know, judges bust plea bargains all the time. That doesn't give you a right to dismiss. And so then he says, well, he wants a jury trial. And I said, well, we have entered the plea on the 4 silent, so the judge may or may not allow you to withdraw your plea. And then that's what he wants to speak to you about.
All right. All right, we can go on the record.
Yes, ma'am. I just didn't understand what I was signing and.
Excuse
She
me.
hasn't
Oh,
started
I'm sorry.
yet.
I'm sorry.
All right, and let me stop you right there. All this thing where people say they don't understand what they were signing, based upon what is the information that I've received, that first it was 10 years deferred and the judge denied it, and then it came back to a silent offer. Yeah, everybody understood. Court is calling 2023 CR 10221, State of Texas versus Joe Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Suzanne Kramer.
All right, and are you Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, a plea was entered in this case. On, let me see what date is stamped on here, on April 22nd, 2024. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishments to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine, and the state is silent on the defendant's application. All right, with regards to the plea bargain agreement, the court, of course, does not have the PSI because we're coming back. Can someone tell me what his criminal history is?
Judge, I don't have a file on the applicant.
Basically, I could be off on this, but my memory is some minor misdemeanors and no felony convictions.
Mhm.
That's right, right?
Mhm.
That appears to be correct, Judge.
All right. So counsel, do you wish to have a PSI done? Or do you wish the court to make its ruling?
Honestly, Judge, based on his criminal history, and of course, you don't have the benefit of the interview with him, but Mr. Delgado and, Escobar and I can fill you in on part of the, I think it was part of this plea bargain too, was evaluation for Mick. There are definitely some mental health issues going on. You can tell by reading the report, but you do not have the benefit of having that in front of you. But I do feel confident, of course, it's up to him, to go forward today.
All right. So I am reading the police report. And based upon the police report that I've read that are in the stipulation, there is documentation of bizarre behavior. And I don't know, based upon the police report, if that bizarre behavior was drug induced or if there's some sort of mental health issues.
Which is why I think we had dual, right, with Mick, or was it just Mick?
I'm making that, yes, that was.
I mean, based on my time, and certainly I'm not an expert in any way, but I would tend to think it might have been both, but definitely some mental health issues.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, you want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Joe Hernandez.
All right, so Mr. Hernandez, have you ever been diagnosed with any type of mental health issues?
No, ma'am.
All right, not even in your childhood?
No, ma'am.
Drug use?
No, ma'am.
You're telling me you never used any drugs?
No. I'm an alcoholic, yes. I drink, but that's it.
All right, so in the stipulation, they're saying that you were exhibiting bizarre behavior.
Somebody was trying to take my life that night, and I was just trying to save my life. I was asking for help. And I didn't want to die that night. Somebody came at my door trying to kill me.
And I did.
And I ended up at the hospital. I called the cops. She has the phone record that I called the cops asking for help. I ended up at the hotel. I did everything wrong, yes, but I was just trying to save my life that night. I didn't want to die that night. I didn't want somebody to take my life for no reason. That's the God's honest truth. And I'm here fighting this. I don't have mental issues.
Oh, I mean, if you want a jury trial, we'll give you a jury trial.
I'm 34 years old.
No, if you want a jury trial, you can have a jury trial. That's your question.
Or you can request the judge to give you deferred, and then that way you know that, you know what the end result's gonna be.
I have a right to face my accuser, Your Honor.
No, here's the thing. And this is what I don't think people understand. We can go off the record. Everybody thinks that they can be an attorney without a license. They want to throw around magic words like Jack and the Beanstalk. Oh, let me throw right to accuser, right to confront. Let me throw, I want a dismissal. the question is, do you want a jury trial? Yes or no? And let me explain something to you. If you say you want a jury trial, this train is going to a jury trial. This train is not at the last minute, oh, I see witnesses walking in the door, so therefore I'm deciding to enter a plea bargain agreement. If you want a jury trial, court will give you a jury trial. You will get a quick, fast jury trial. So you want to discuss that with your attorney? You can. You all want to discuss that?
I'm good with the jury trial.
Do you want to discuss that with your client?
I think based on my conversation with him earlier this morning that he is, because of what happened the other day, it just took him off of pleading and he wants his jury trial.
All right, we're coming back on June 3rd.
Thank you, Judge.
And you will have your jury trial, and your plea deadline date has expired.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Just one moment.
Yeah.
And state on Mr. Hernandez, I don't know if you all need to request that the stipulations be withdrawn, or you all can duplicate your steps.
I think we could do, I think Judge, I just.
Okay. All right, thank you. Hello.
Off the record,
Yes.
I'm going to the Dew Plaza Club on Weston to find out. It's supposed to open up. I'm gonna find out what the lunches are about. I understand you love the chop house.
Yes.
I don't think they have it. I'm gonna find out and I'll report back
Yes. Do away with their chops out.
because the world changes, Judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll probably text you.
All
let
right.
you know what's
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 11873, State of Texas versus Yvonne Perez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jackson.
Matthew Allen from Miss Pettis.
Defense?
Matthew Allen. Miss Pettis.
All right, and are you Miss Perez?
She,
That's okay. I see her off to the
Okay.
side. She can stay there.
okay.
Yeah, she can stay there. That's fine. All right. So we're scheduled for jury trial today. In this case, the defense has filed a motion for continuance. The court has reviewed defense's motion for continuance. Defense's motion for continuance is denied. Is there anything else?
I guess I'd just like to expand on the continuance.
Sure.
One, I'm just not available. I have some childcare issues, so I put in notice with the courts saying, so my wife is out of town, so I have to be home to get my son. He's only 7. Two,
We'll work around that.
okay, two, we did just receive a new offer today. I've spoken briefly with Miss Perez about it. I'd like a little bit of more time to go over the offer with her. And then 3, our expert is not here, he's from out of state.
All right, you all have till 11:30 because that's when the jury is coming up. Previously, there was an agreed motion for continuance back in December 4th, 2023. This case has been going on since January of 2023. This case is over a year old. The motion for continuance is denied.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Francel Braggs. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hello, so where are we on this case?
Your Honor, we got our first offer today. We'd like some time to go over that offer and the ramifications for it in the future. We'd ask for one more setting before we go to trial on it.
Okay, how old are you, sir?
54.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson. On Braggs, if you'll call it back for a plea deadline date, either May 20th or May 21st.
I'll be fine, Your Honor.
All right, on May 21st, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. Do you understand? All right, thank you.
Brad?
Judge.
Yes.
Did you have is it James is the young man that's now?
Yes.
Where's he at?
Oh, he's in jury selection with Michael DeLeon.
Well,
To see some-
I wanted to corner him, Judge, and do a little Reagan thing, because I guess he had Greg as. a
Oh,
teacher back in the day.
well, next time. Oh, Greg, you were his teacher?
That's what,
That's what
Judge,
he told
I'm
me.
getting older. I've had 5 concussions, so CTE.
Yeah, no, he's in the 399th with Michael DeLeon
Oh.
watching jury selection.
I'm gonna see how he did on his 9 grasses test.
Well, here's my thing. Why did you all allow him to go to Baylor?
Judge. I tell everyone, take a step up, go to Colorado.
Who's here on Ernest Diaz?
We're ready, Judge.
And Norma, if you can see where the attorney for Mara Lopez is. I'm sorry, Mariah Lopez. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 2715W, State of Texas versus Ernest Diaz Jr. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
State.
defense?
Greg Gameray for Mr. Diaz.
And are you Mr. Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Ernest Diaz Jr. who was placed on community supervision and 2023 CR 2715W for the offense of continuous violence against the family on March 27, 2023 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 39. On or about the 3rd day of April 2024, in Garrett County, Texas, the defendant, Ernest Diaz Jr., did then and there fail to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions of the Bexar County Community Supervision and Corrections Department's duly diagnosed residential facility, in that the defendant was unsuccessfully discharged due to disregard of facility rules in violation of condition number 39.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, we'd waive the other violation.
Objection.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition 39, court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 2 years in the prison and up to a $1,500 fine?
Understand.
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 39?
Yes.
Court will find 39 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Your Honor, we are asking that the court grant the motion, revoke the defendant's probation and sentence to 2 years.
That is our agreement, Judge.
All right, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Want to take care of this today?
Yes.
No problem. There's no need to be nervous, okay? I'm just trying to make sure that I do what is best for you and also best for the community. So, probation. Oh, if you could speak up so the court reporter can hear, what is probation's recommendation?
Judge, at this point, it's revocation.
All right. And so, Mr. Diaz, there is no other program or any other placement that's available for you. So I'm going to grant the motion and I'm going to follow your agreement. I'm going to sentence you to 2 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with the complainant. And this wasn't a family violence case, was it?
It was continuous family violence, but I wasn't the original.
All right, thank you. And there's an affirmative finding of family violence. And I'll request mental health for him at the prison, mental health therapeutic community. Whether or not you're placed in that will be up to them. I have no jurisdiction to force them to do that, okay? You still have to ask for it, you understand? All right, is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Nothing from the defense.
Nothing from the state.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and also an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. When you're released from TDC, if you can't find someone to help you with your mental health treatment, you can always come back to court. If I'm here, I'll try to direct you, okay?
All right.
But when you're released, it's best for you to go to Center for Healthcare Services, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge?
Yes.
I wasn't able to get a hold of Peter Calderon.
All right, if you ask Ms. Ferguson.
Sorry.
Okay. I won't be here. I'm good to see you.
I just want to ask you, because David Wilson, this one has a indicted, but he's in custody. Yeah. Okay, you have to go in custody. Okay. I'm here on the weekend.
Fun, but
Thank you.
wait for the.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Mhm. Okay, I'm on page, all right, Cabanas. Yes. Antonio Barrientos.
Judge, the government needs a minute. They knocked over a can of water and
Judge, I think Daniel's taking his leave, but he just knocked it.
Okay, I'll walk you through the plea if you can, go. Yes. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 9738, State of Texas versus Antonio Barrientos. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Paul J. Smith for the defense.
All right, and are you Mr. Barrientos?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review that discovery with your client?
Have, Your Honor. Yes, we've gone over it.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, it appears you're proceeding on the indictment as presented?
I
Yes.
believe so.
Okay. All right, Mr. Barrientos, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand? You don't have to speak up.
Yes,
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Absolutely.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He is, Your Honor.
Mr. Barrientos, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting your punishment be assessed at 281 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244, and they're taking in consideration 2023 CR 9166. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State?
Yes.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
The state offers state's exhibit number 1 and all attachments.
No objection.
All right, did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, sir.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. And state you may continue to confer. Thank you, Margie.
Yes.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, yeah.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We ask that the court follow the plea bargain and make a finding and also run time and current time and it's fine if any court cost concurrent judgment satisfied.
Wait just a moment. Excuse me. That last one, I gave you a day, I just didn't have that. Oh, thank you. And state on Barrientos, the other case that was taken in consideration, the complainant is aware?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, the court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you up to 281 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. Give you credit for any time served. And take in consideration 2023 CR 9166. And there's to be no contact with Quenisha, Genesis Johnson. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. You're gonna have to make better choices. You understand? All right, good luck to you, okay? Thank you. And Norma, can you see the defense attorney for Mara? That's okay. Mariah Lopez, that attorney. All right, the parties on Dakari Jackson.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, so where are we?
They rejected offers and are requesting trial, Your Honor.
That's
Okay.
correct, Judge. There was a new plea offer communicated to me by the state. I've talked to my client and we've decided to reject the state's latest plea offer.
All right, so then the plea deadline has expired. And we will set this for jury trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if y'all will confer with Ms. Ferguson.
Yes, Your Honor.
And this would be a quick one because Judge.
Okay. All right. All right, just have a seat. They're gonna take care of that, all right? Oh, can I see parties, Ms. Ferguson? If I could see you all in the hallway,
Yes, Judge.
in the hallway, so we can get a date.
Me and Mr. Cabanas?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, if you need a break, you can take a break. Okay. All right. Yes.
Yes.
Are you? I'll share some. I'll cover.
And Mr. Cabanas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your client was late, but I know there was a line, so if you'll remind him, gotta be on time for
I
court.
will, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, who's here on Philip Diller? Good morning.
Sharp for Mr. Diller, who's present.
Okay, oh, I'm sorry, we're gonna wait for the court reporter to come back. I can't see over this computer screen. So just have a seat. She's just taking a slight break and then we'll take it up.
Absolutely. Thank you.
No, that's fine. He has some mental health issues going on, so that's why I didn't put it in there. It's a shame we don't have a place for him. All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 5802, State of Texas versus Philip Diller. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
That done for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Alex Sharp and Mr. Dillard, ready?
All right, and are you Mr. Diller?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Diller, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Off the record for a moment. Counsel in the box. Excuse me, sir, in the box. If you will speak with the deputy, they'll move you down to that end. All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Diller, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, we're proceeding on the lesser included injury to a child.
Any objection?
No objection.
Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of injury to a child, bodily injury intentionally and knowingly? That's a third degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked? Court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Diller, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of injury to a child. They're recommending deferred adjudication and there's to be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that to
Yes,
be
Your
the
Honor.
plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. Did you understand that was a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers states 1 and attachments.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right. And state, is the complainant aware of this agreement?
They are, Your Honor.
All right. You may continue to
Thank you,
confirm.
Judge.
Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, could I have state approach?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
Could you mute us, please? All right, we're back on the record. The court has considered states exhibits 1 and attachments, and this, which includes the stipulations. Is there any other evidence either side wish to present to the court before the court makes a ruling on sufficiency of the evidence?
Yes, Judge, Mr. Diller would like to make a brief statement.
All right, yes, Mr. Diller.
Yes, Your Honor, I grabbed her arm.
All right, and I'm assuming the grabbing of the arm caused pain, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, is that yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge, this is a life-changing incident. Mr. Diller also suffered from a very debilitating accident in 2019. Prior to the outcry, before the charges were filed, he's in a great relationship, and he's been frozen in fear about fighting this case, and he would do it if he had to. His plea agreement, we believe, is in the interest of all the parties. Mr. Diller will not have contact with the complainant in the future.
Okay. Are you employed?
No, Your Honor.
So how do you support yourself? Are you on SSI or something?
I filed for the, I got denied for the original one because I have too many resources available to me because of my wife's income. Now they're doing the disability part of it, and I think they're at 95% right now.
All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. There's to be no contact with the complainant. Proof of employment or SSI within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. And due to your medical, are you on any type of medications?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you'll need to let probation know what those medications are, and you'll need to do a release from your doctor so they can make sure that those medications are being taken as prescribed. You understand? Field visits. 1 time per month for 3 months. And then at probation's discretion. 100 hours of community service restitution. If you would like, you can pay those off at $7.25 per hour. always recommend the food bank because they always need help. But if there's another charity you would like to donate that to, just ask probation and they'll let you know if it's an approved charity.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Probation, and we'll do anger management. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I understand that you have some medical issues that may preclude you from employment. The court costs in this case is probably going to be around $385 to $400. So if there's a reason why you cannot pay that, just let probation know, and they'll have to do an indigency form for you to see if that's true and if it would be appropriate for that to be waived. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about anything?
No.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, you need to let probation know about it. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Great day.
You too. Norma, any update on that attorney? Okay. All right, state,
Yes, ma'am.
on that case with your witnesses, we're just saying if we can get in touch with that attorney
Yes,
because
ma'am.
their child was sick, so they may still be dealing with that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. All right, what is happening with Yvonne Perez? Where's the attorney? All right, so they're doing the jury trial? Okay. Could I see the file on Joaquin Mendez? Yes. Thank you. State, do y'all have any update on Joaquin Mendez? It's criminal trial division. He's in federal custody. All right. Deputy Lauren, could you also check to see if he's at the Bexar County Jail? All right. So I think he may still be in federal custody. And it's just an issue on whether or not he's been sentenced already in federal custody. I'm trying to see to make sure they check that he's still in federal. But I'm leaning towards let's put it towards the end of June, because hopefully the federal issues will have worked out. So you want to do June 24th? Sure. Okay. All right, so State, we're going to bring him back on June 24th. All right, thank you.
Oh, good morning. Can I get it? Should put it for 30 minutes? Yes. And then work for it. Maybe a research. No, it's not. Yeah, either way.
All right, could I see Regina Weaver, please? Hello. All right, make sure you're on time the next time, you understand? All right, so your case is going to be recalled for tomorrow. Your attorney is ill.
Okay.
And Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form. All right, all right. Once you've seen receive the reset form and sign it, you're excused. Thank you. Sean Smith. Oh, you're on this side, counsel. For
Thank you,
security
Judge.
reasons, they changed it around. People are like, we're used to being on the other side. And I tell them, I'm used to them being on the other side because I'll be like defense. And then I'm like, so are you all ready to proceed on this?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, court is calling 2020 CR 11704, State of Texas versus Deshaun Daniel Smith. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense,
Adrian Pettis.
are you Deshaun Daniel Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the documents entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amended Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same as Sean Daniel Smith, who was placed on community supervision in 2020 CR 11704 for the offense of possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on June 23rd, 2021 for a period of 5 years? Just one moment.
If I may, Judge, I think I know what you're looking at.
Yes.
His case was pled as a second degree, and earlier this morning, your clerks were working on correcting the judgment. But our recommendation is to continue him, so it shouldn't affect our recommendation, but the judgment does need to be corrected.
All right. And is the judgment being corrected?
It has.
All right, thank you. All right, so the motion to revoke, is there an oral motion with regards to the charge?
Your Honor, the state would like to amend the motion to revoke is instead of just possession, striking the with intent to deliver.
All right, any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then are you the same as Sean Daniel Smith, who's placed on community supervision in 2020 CR 11704 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on June 23rd, 2021 for a term of 5 years. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Your Honor, it's gonna be the first amended motion, it's violated condition number 5 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Sean Daniel Smith, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of September, October, November, and December 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
All right. How do you plead to that, true or not true?
That's true.
Your Honor, state with all the violations.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 5 years in prison and up to a $1,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, to extend the defendant's probation from 2 years, have a TAP performed in custody and Bear ISF track 2.
All right, is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Sean Daniel Smith.
All right. So why are you not reporting?
Well, my mother had been deceased and I was going through going through things in my head, but no excuses for not reporting.
I don't understand. Why do you just pick up the phone and call probation and say, I'm going through some things, my mother just passed?
I think I did call a couple of times, but I never got an answer or respond back.
Did you leave a message?
I think one time I did.
Then I always tell everybody, if you have an issue and probation is not addressing it, you can always come back to the court and address it with me. Why didn't you come back to court?
I don't think I had another court date. I don't know how another court date said.
No, anybody can come in and say, hey, I've been trying to get in touch with my probation officer. I can't get in touch with my probation officer.
I was completely unaware of that.
No, I tell everybody that. Now if you're saying you're unaware of that, now you know.
No, no, yes, ma'am.
All right, probation, what are you requesting? Okay. All right, this is what the court will do. I'm going to extend you for 1 year. And how long is the MIC evaluation in custody? All right, there's to be a referral to Center for Healthcare Services or some type of therapy group to help him process his mother's passing. And how long is it for a TAP evaluation? All right, and there'll be a TAP evaluation in custody. Follow TAP recommendations. Is there anything else you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
All right, that is the court's ruling.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. Oh, it is. It's one of those days. Yeah, and I see you guys had spillage.
Yeah.
All right, who's here on Dario Herrera?
Mr. Delegate.
All right, if they'll come forward. Dario Herrera.
That's us, John.
Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, so where are we on discovery?
I have all the discovery.
All right, was an offer tendered?
We are talking about that right now, Judge. There are some immigration issues going on, so if I could get a little more time, we would appreciate it.
All right, have you talked to the immigration attorney yet?
Yes, Your Honor, but we're on some, ongoing discussions and I would join in on the state's request.
All right, you're going to need to confer off docket with regards to an offer. Ms. Ferguson, if you'll recall this in 30 days for a plea deadline date, please.
Your Honor, can we do real early July? 'Cause I'll be out going to the tournament.
Oh, what are you doing in June?
It's my birthday, but then Capital Murder College and vacation, I have vacation.
Oh, I thought you were celebrating the entire month.
I wish, at least a week.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, can you recall this for July, the week of July 8th?
Thank you very much.
I can do the eighth.
All right, July 8th will be your plea deadline date. At that time, you'll need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting any offer that has been tendered. All right, do you have any questions about anything?
No.
All right, thank you.
And Your Honor, and we have a good report. We'll talk off document.
Okay, all right, thank you. And they'll give him the reset form. Ramiro Sandoval.
Your Honor, I was waiting for the interpreter. I need to speak with Ramiro first with
Okay,
Cesar,
sure.
and then I'll be ready.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you.
All right, sure. Who's here on Michael Anthony Perez? Hello. So plea deadline, is he rejecting the plea?
Judge, we just got our first plea offer today, right? So we will have an answer from the state for the next set.
All right, because I so hear that an offer was tendered on April 1st.
That may have been a mistake, Judge, whenever you look through our side. So I did extend an offer to Ray today.
All right, how old are you?
45.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you recall this at the end of May for a plea deadline date? All right, your plea deadline date is May 30th. On that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. Then after that, depending on your decision, it may be a quick turnaround for jury trial. Do you understand?
Judge, just so the court's aware, I know the case looks very old, but it was just indicted in January.
Okay,
So
all right.
clients kind of freak out when they get indicted and within 3 months, they're picking a jury when other cases linger. And I know your court is very efficient, you move your cases, but
Yeah.
I'm saying all this won't necessarily for his benefit. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, obviously,
Okay,
but we're going to endeavor to respond to the state as soon as he and I have a chance to have a long conversation.
all right, May 30th. Can I see the VR report on Juan Vasquez Jr., please? Juan Vasquez Jr.? Sure. Okay. Yes,
I'm ready now for Ramiro Sandoval.
okay. Ramiro Sandoval, oh, yes, because I did not it. Oh, it's already in there, in the phone. Yeah, it should be. All right, Ramiro Sandoval.
But if you need to, of course.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. So on Mr. Sandoval, are there any immigration issues?
Your Honor, he was not born in the United States. He was born in Mexico. However, we're awaiting proof. He says that he has proof that he was naturalized, and we just want to verify that, double check. I've asked him to provide the documents to Monica Godetto, his attorney. And we
All
may reach out to the MAC just as a precaution.
All right, if you all will reach out to the MAC as a precaution. And where are we on discovery?
We didn't have the file yet. This is the first sitting, Judge. I looked for the file this morning, so we're gonna follow up with that and we're gonna get on that.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Sandoval. Recall this in 45 days. That'll, you all will have to confer off docket a little bit, but that will give him a chance to give you proof of immigration status.
Yes, Judge. And one more matter, if we may address. We conferred with the state in advance and again today regarding bond restrictions. We do have an agreement for modifying GPS. The file stamp copy of the motion is here, but for partial GPS work release only.
All right, I don't have.
And feel free to scratch out any language about removal or tracking only. Agreement would be for.
All right, let me get the date of this first, then we'll go on the record and I'll take up this matter.
Okay.
What date?
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge, June 27th.
June 27th.
All right, once you receive that reset form and you sign it and return it back, you'll be excused. Court is calling 2024 CR 3630, State of Texas versus Ramiro Sandoval. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state.
Defense?
The attorney record is Monica Godetto. Joseph Stateson standing in. Ms. Godetto may be in a jury trial in the 437th.
All right. And we have an interpreter. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, if you will state your name for the record.
Cesar Chavez, license number 2203.
All right. And are you Mr. Sandoval?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand.
Yes, I do.
All right, we're here. The defense has filed a motion to amend bond conditions and for permission to travel. Defense, what specifically are you asking for?
We're asking for work travel. I believe prior to today, the GPS fees were already waived. We conferred with the states. Although the motion may say seeking removal or seeking tracking only, we've agreed with the state for partial work travel only.
All right, is that correct, state?
And I apologize. I think, can you just say the last sentence one more time?
Partial work travel only.
That is correct.
All right, what is your work schedule, Mr. Sandoval?
De las 6 de la mañana a las 6 de la tarde. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
What days?
De lunes a viernes. Monday through Friday.
And do you work for a specific company or not?
Soy solo. By myself.
All right, and state you have no objection?
We do not, Your Honor, not to the modification of partial.
All right, the court will do partial GPS for work upon proof of employment. Work hours will be listed as 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Is there anything else with regards to defense's motion?
Just to ensure that the fees were waived previously, I
Yes.
believe, but nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, then we will go off record. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure. Thank you.
You want? That's it.
Tyree Ranford.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. So this is a motion to revoke. Are you all prepared to proceed?
Oh, no, Your Honor.
Judge, there is a new number one,
Mhm.
it is a fraud use possession of ID info, reading the police report, that's all we have in this case so far. It seems to be an extensive amount of information that the defendant may have been in possession of, so I wanted to reach out to the investigator to get more.
How long is that going to take?
I can reach out to the investigator and probably have them in tomorrow just to ask questions generally about what's going on.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you recall this in 2 weeks, and then if things don't work out, we'll come back for contested at a different date.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, May 23rd.
Have a seat, sir. Thank you.
Probation. Oh, shoot. Ranford is being reset. Yes. You're back. What happened? Oh, so they're gonna start at 1? Okay. All right, who's here on Samuel Albert? Good morning. If you'll come forward. All right. Mr. Albert, based upon the nature of the case, your previous defense attorney was, had to be replaced. So Mr. Cabanas is, your defense counsel.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so where are we, counsel? I know you just got appointed.
I did, Your Honor. I talked to the state about this case. It appears that in addition to these 3 cases, there's some more that the state currently has under investigation that have not been indicted.
Okay.
So the state's asking to request more time so they can determine what they're gonna do with those other cases. While that's going on, Your Honor, I talked to Mr. James about this case. He's asked me to ask the court for a bond on these 3 current cases. And I think he wanted to address the court regarding those.
Oh, a motion will have to be filed in that situation. So your counsel will have to file a motion, then the court will hear it.
Yes, ma'am. So is no possible way that I could get a bond today?
No.
Yes.
And the reason why I say that is because this attorney is brand new to your case.
Yes,
He'll have to
ma'am.
file a motion, then I will hear the motion.
Yes, ma'am.
As soon as the motion is filed, which I assure you, Mr. Cabanas will do that quickly. And then Ms. Ferguson will place it on the docket quickly. All right.
Yes.
And if you all have some type of agreement, of course, you can always go see Judge Nahara.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. How much time are you all asking for?
Just a short reset, Judge. There's several unindicted cases, so I want to talk to the intake attorney about what's going on with those unindicted cases, Judge.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to recall this because I see it's a lot of cases. I'm going to recall it for 30 days. If you all want to be back sooner than 30 days, well, here's the thing. I don't know why you're having the disappointment. let me just explain something to you. I understand disappointment that people want things done immediately, but here's the problem. If you want things done immediately, then maybe the state will take the cases that they don't have as worst case scenarios cases, and they will make the offer based upon worst case scenario.
Yes, ma'am. I made the gesture because when you said 30 days, I just knew I would miss the birth of my son. That's all.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know why people,
That's why.
and let me just tell you, I don't accept any of these cases as true, but I will tell you, so many people come before me
Yes, ma'am.
that get in trouble. You know what the first thing they tell me? I want to get out for the birth of my child. People who are on probation. I know I didn't report, but I'm trying to get out for the birth of my child. And you know what I always tell them? Guess what? If that would have been at the forefront of your mind, we wouldn't even be here. But then the downside to that, if that was at the forefront of your mind, then maybe attorneys and judges wouldn't have jobs.
Yes, ma'am.
It's because people don't put children at the forefront of their mind, their jobs at the forefront of their mind, what their family will think at the forefront of their mind, that judges have jobs and attorneys have jobs. So I don't know if we should thank you all or just be upset by it all, but that's where we are. So, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Albert? All right, we'll be back on June 13th. And Mr. Cabanas, if you all want to come back sooner, then you all can come back sooner.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, June 13th. Thank you.
Hurry. Also.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Joshua Wong.
Yes.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Hi,
This
is this on the docket
it's
today?
not on the docket.
Okay.
If, it's something you heard before, though, it's a high school student who is charged with making threats on social media. You heard
Oh,
this
and I
in
wanted-
relation- Yes, you wanted a
Subject
letter.
of the church, Judge.
Okay. So let me read this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sure.
Like, we can always change that off.
All right, state. On this case with Mr. Wong, do you have any objections?
Well, Judge, I think previously, you've already allowed, forgot to go to school. And the school was, that was our main concern.
Yes.
So I don't really have a concern about him going to a church that actually would want him there.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to attach this to this motion so that it'll always be here,
Yes, ma'am.
and then I will sign it.
I also snuck in that order, but since I'm telling you it's not sneaky after all, if you would consider waiving fees on the GPS.
Oh, sure. Now, I will tell you, that's a third-party contract. There's supposed to be a GPS monitor that is free. I have yet to see that GPS monitor. It's in hiding. So if you can find that GPS monitor for them and ask them what the wait list is for that, you could probably get that.
But for now, you waive.
Yes.
Thank you.
Like one, that's for the
One monitor.
All righty. You're welcome. All right. Roger Perez, Tilden Schaefer, what's happening with your case, Moses Martinez? Okay. No. Could I see the file on Moses Martinez, please? Deputy Lord, what's the issue? Okay. All right, Norma, on Moses Martinez, can we recall this for Thursday?
Can I check my schedule?
Okay.
Friday available, Judge? Let me just double check mine.
Sure.
I think I. Yeah, I've got to be in Atticus County. If I could come late, if that's okay, on Thursday. I have a 9 o'clock down in Jordanton. Or Friday. Or even tomorrow, Judge.
All right, just give me a moment and then I'll be able to give you a date. All right, Mr. Behrens, what's happening with your client and your case?
Judge, it looks like we're gonna have a trial. Plead open on aggravated sexual assault of a child. The state's declined our offer and there we sit.
We flew our victim in yesterday, Your Honor, and met with her and she's ready for trial. We fly her in from Nebraska.
Okay. All righty.
I need to actually look at back and file. I apologize. He's trying to. So that's. When you can't get somebody to see what's the likes, course of action. It's just. I try. See if you can. I'm gonna get a hold of Peter. I guess know where y'all waiting on him all morning. Was. That's true. He was. Yeah, I'm both when it could. Like 26.
Yeah.
Yes. How are you? Very excited. How are you? Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Just give me a moment.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he's.
No. All right.
So we shall see if you all pick jury downstairs.
Oh, I know. What's going on?
Okay, just give me one moment. All right, who's there on Cerner Martinez?
Judge, that's me.
Yes,
Approach.
yes.
Judge, on this one, we're set for Thursday.
Mhm.
I had one continuance for 4. He's been doing well by all accounts. There's not been any violation. Just asking for one more continuance, Judge.
No,
Um,
it'll go on that date. If you want to confer with the state, you can.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
I'll do that.
All right. You're welcome. I'm sorry. Okay.
I agree.
And do we know on Juan Vasquez, is he one of the other ones who is stuck in transit?
No, you're really
Sorry.
All right. All right, Matthew Allen, what's happening with your client? Okay,
First.
all right, we'll be back here. Then the jury's gonna come back at 11:30, and we'll probably start jury selection at 1:30.
For our case?
Mhm.
Okay. And judges, so the court knows I need to leave at 2:15.
Okay. Then everybody's gonna have to put their jury selection questioning Be very succinct.
And I guess if I could just expand on. Well, I'll wait for the prosecutor.
Okay. Everyone, we're taking our recess at noon. So if your attorney has not shown up, then you need to pick up the phone and call your attorney. You can step outside the courtroom and do that. Otherwise, you're going to be brought back at 1:30, and some of you will be brought back at 1:30 for trial.
Oh.
Yes.
Carrie Kern is our investigator on Bagels, and Bob has filed a motion. She's incurred or is incurring some additional hours as we've getting ready, as we have been getting ready for.
Okay, sure.
I would get in order soon.
And you think this is appropriate? Okay. Because I don't like to get into too much of what's being done. Okay. You're welcome.
I came back from my. No. Yes. That's my name is Joe. Just.
I was trying to. You're fine. Nope. Check it out. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Any instructions?
I can see it in your eyes.
Yes, send them to lunch. Yes, and have them back here lined up by 1:15.
1:15.
Yes, thank you. All right, so Moses Martinez, is he here or not?
No, not good.
All right, so we don't think he's gonna make it.
I'll be up there.
Is he in the building or no? All right. So on this case, we need to recall it then. Tilden.
Yes.
Moses Martinez, there's a backlog
Okay.
with bringing inmates over, so he's not in the building. So,
I apologize, I've got something in Escos on Thursday, so I don't know if
No.
tomorrow or Friday or
and you're not available this afternoon?
this afternoon after 2 o'clock.
Okay,
I mean, if say it's 2:30, does that work?
all right, Deputy Laura and Deputy Mejia. He's saying that he would only be available this afternoon at 2:30. And I know that runs into time with transportation.
So, one suggestion, maybe I need to go see this guy.
But no, he's gonna check.
No, meaning go talk to him
Yeah.
at his lawyer and say.
All right, just give it 1 second. He said he's gonna check, and then if he's not here, we'll do something.
Okay.
Yeah. What?
Just said something. You were the one that got me focused.
Yeah, see, that is so awesome.
Yeah.
See?
It looks young. You get nice.
Oh, yeah.
Some of it.
Mhm.
You don't want some there.
Can I see the file on Warrington, please? Can I see the file on Warrington? All right, Norman, do we know where Carl Basil is? Well, no, his client was supposed to be here. And the only thing I requested was the TAP evaluation and his criminal history, and then I was gonna make a decision on his application. So we call it for Thursday and let Carl know he needs to be here. Deputy Laura on Warrington, he's gonna come back on May 9th. Dominique Nicholson, yes.
We were looking at trial dates for the next May
Yes,
or June.
okay.
I have a slight preference for June 18th, if that's within reason. The other date we were looking at was June 4th.
Well, June 18th is going to be problematic
Okay.
in the sense that June 19th is a holiday.
Oh, that is probably, oh, yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
can't believe you, you're looking at me, and you don't remember the date.
Judge.
I did.
That's fair, that's fair, not yet.
So the June 18th and what else?
Well, we were looking at the 4th. What time, would we pick in the afternoon or in the morning?
Yes,
In the afternoon?
in the morning,
In the morning.
unless,
Because I could also do the 11th. It's just I have a contested MTR. I'd like to get out of the way on the 11th.
all right, as long as that's in the morning.
It's in the morning.
State, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Yeah.
Nicholson?
Yeah, the 18th is problematic. Because the 19th is a holiday.
So she's saying June 11th.
June 11th, that will work for us. Okay, if that is what's best with the court judge, we're happy to.
Oh, no, it's just that the 19th is a holiday.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. That's not good.
So
So
how
the-
long do y'all expect this trial to last? Mhm.
Their week is June 4th.
Ah,
What's the next one? What's the next one? I don't know. Someone may have a birthday on June 3rd. If I know my defense attorney birthdays, and I do. I'm sorry? July 2nd, Your Honor, if that's a possibility.
That's also, I don't know.
That's what?
When is?
You have two birthdays or what?
Oh, no. They're every other year.
Yeah.
Well, there's also the holiday and I don't know, that's a bad week. I guess. It's up to the, whatever you say, Judge, I'll do. It's,
All right. This is outside of what our plans are, but you all want to do it on June 25th? I don't know.
oh, I didn't look at that. Yeah, that's okay with me.
I mean, we can, let me ask you this, June 18th. Here's the thing, how long is this trial going to last?
How long do you think Nicholson?
I mean, it's an ag
So,
assault with again, what it should be.
less than a week, I would think.
All right, go ahead and put it for June 18th. I know that's June 19th is a holiday. June 18th.
Okay.
Is that okay, Norma?
Okay.
Yes.
I do know that my client is inclined to go to the jury for punishment.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
will maybe add a little bit of.
No, John just texted me. I was like, no, I'm here on Monday. Oh, I didn't.
Give me just 10 more seconds, Judge. I think.
Okay.
There's,
I was like, I'll go tell her. He's like, yeah, we, you know, on Andrade. And I was like, yeah, no, he's here. He's in the box and we're working on it. Thank you.
And your other case has been reset for June 24th.
okay, and I'm trying to get an offer on that because this federal case is about to resolve and then we can bring him over here. And I
Okay.
can, okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, whatever you all are working on needs to be worked on because the jury is going to be coming back up here at 1:15 and we're going at 1:15. Yes. Okay, all right. Get the paperwork done and we'll take it up.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Ms. Jackson.
All right, so we're gonna reset that.
Tomorrow, oh, Friday or even early next week or?
Tomorrow is not good.
Yeah, you'll be in front.
Let me see.
No, I know, just.
Norma,
That's a sacrifice also.
Moses Martinez.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we do this on May 13th,
Yes, ma'am.
9 a.m.? All right, see you then. Sure.
Right there, you know.
All right, Janessa Salazar.
We're present, Judge. Come on up, Janessa. Your Honor, how you doing again?
All right, how's it going?
So this case is actually set next week, but I
Yes.
knew I couldn't be here next week, so I asked her to come today.
Okay.
I've already conferred. We have a deal and we're gonna come back if possible on June 4th and plead. But that's,
All right, so June 4th.
is that okay? I'm gonna be here on two other cases.
Okay. Norma, if you recall this for June 4th for disposition. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
And thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right. You say of course, but let me just tell you, sometimes. All right, so if you'll get a reset form, once you receive the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you,
Thank you.
He's on this front. Martinez is like, coming in to bring it right now. And I just sent Zach to go grab his shaker.
Okay. All right.
Children's not that. Salazar, Vanessa.
I only saw Corby out there because she only. Gone with the wind.
I see children. I think you said the 4:30.
So he's on his way up. Does he want to do it? Okay. Yeah, he's here.
Keep in contact with all your.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Graduates and everybody.
No,
Oh, really? Anybody at Baylor from Reagan?
no, I'm on the grade.
Wow. You're, what year now?
I.
Yeah. It's awesome. I learned a lot in this course.
Also. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good one. Yeah, that's what he just told me. I was like, it's a small world.
It's Aaron.
We just want to make sure who's in the.
Hey, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all know you can take Rolando Gomez back, right? Oh, okay, awesome. Yes.
Logistically, we're just trying to figure out what to do on the, you want us to get the, are you gonna have time to pick the plea today? Because I don't.
Oh, no, the plea is happening today.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no way we're getting it in by noon, so. 'cause
Okay.
We haven't even started the paper.
All right, well, what will end up happening is you all come back here at 1:15
Okay.
and we'll do the plea after that time.
Very good, Judge.
So, but if you all can remain to make sure.
Oh, yeah, I
that the
mean, I was like, we
paperwork
need to get
is.
them doing the paperwork like now.
Yes. And then, Mr. Barron's? Oh, that needs to be addressed today. And also your wife has Renee Hernandez.
That's what we're talking about. Jason about that. He's informed me that he has a few other cases that are awaiting filing. So I don't know if he's gonna make an offer where he'd be willing to,
Okay.
reject those or not. There he is. Jason. You have any news on, I was asking about that guy Fernandez? Fernandez, yeah, that guy.
I was just looking over, he has several pending other thefts, Judge. I mean, I can look at it. I mean, I don't know if you want to bring him back tomorrow or
We
later
can bring
today.
it back on another day because I know they're working on this plea.
Okay, that's.
All right, everyone, please whisper. And the way everybody is talking so loud now, the court would appreciate it is when you appear before the court and we're on the record, that y'all use that same tone.
Sorry, Judge, you were saying.
All right, so on Renee.
Yeah.
What we can do is we can recall that.
Okay.
Could I see the file on Renee Hernandez, please?
Three of the other pending ones are all from marshals.
Okay.
On different dates, so, I mean.
Well, I don't know if you want to just.
When do y'all want to call this back? It's a first sitting. Y'all want to call it back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month?
Yeah, 2 weeks is fine, Judge. I mean.
Okay.
As long as it's not between the 16th and the 20th, Judge. Or the week of June 3rd.
Okay. So not the 16th to the 20th in May? You want to bring it back on May 28th?
I'm so slammed on the 28th, it's ridiculous.
All right, you want to bring it back on the 30th?
That could work, but I'll check real quick. There's May 28th.
Okay, so May 30th?
30th. Yep. I'm not doing anything that day so far.
All right. Deputy Laura, Renee Hernandez can be sent back. He's going to be brought back normal on May 30th.
It's a. It's the. And we, I don't, somehow we do. Yeah.
I think we're pretty sure as well.
What?
I'm waiting.
I agree all the way.
All right, Deputy Laura, we're going to be back in the afternoon. Other people are not ready, so we're coming back in the afternoon.
If you don't mind, Judge, we have these, it's the same witnesses from yesterday. If we can just
Okay.
kind of run through them real quick.
All righty. So, all right, so what is happening with your clients?
Judge, he actually just showed up,
Okay,
but he's told me he got magistrated about 2 hours ago. for
all right, let me see.
assault.
Okay, let me see the Moses case, Moses Martinez. I mean, it's still set for May 13th.
I think maybe, my understanding is that this new assault charge may be a whole bunch of nothing, but I don't know. Something happened at the jail late last night.
All right, State, are you able to check into that?
Judge, I did try and look right now, nothing showing up on our end.
No, I mean, if I call it at a later date, we can come back on May 30th.
It should, if he was magistrated this morning, it should be in the system by the end of the day. I'm assuming, but I won't be available on May 30th.
May 23rd.
Should be, Judge.
We also can't remember what the notice says. Lisa, yesterday I did, but I don't remember.
Yes, on May 23rd.
All right, Norma, on Moses Martinez, if you'll put that for May 23rd. All right, thank you. All right, Mariah Lopez. All right,
Trying to get a certain view. Fine.
all right. Is this going to be a plea or true or is still contested?
It's gonna be.
All right, then. Everyone else, you're going to have to come back in the afternoon. So the people who are coming back in the afternoon is Rolando Gomez. That's from page 27. From page 28, it's going to be Christopher Miller. From page 29, it's going to be Anita Herrera. Yvonne Perez. Christopher Davis. Roberto Andrade. And from page 9, Roberto Andrade. From the recall docket. Mariah Lopez, let's do it. Can I see the file on Mariah Lopez? Oh, I have it. I'm sorry. Court is calling 2022 CR 8673, State of Texas versus Mariah Lopez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Peter Calderola for Ms. Lopez, Your Honor.
Are you Mariah Lopez? Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Mariah Lopez who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 8673 for the offense of injury to an elderly on March 20th, 2023 for a term of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes.
State?
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 9th day of February 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Mariah Lopez committed the offense of assault in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Not true. Violated condition number 2, on or about the 19th day of January 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Mariah Lopez did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Violated condition number 14G, on or about the 19th day of January 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Mariah Lopez did then and there fail to register, attend a state accredited battering intervention and prevention program with approved agency in violation of condition number 14G.
How do you plead to that? True or not true? All right. And with regards to the other violations,
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. We waive and abandon the other violations alleged in the motion.
any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, state, you can call your first witness.
Your Honor, I call Deputy Casares.
Your Honor, and if I may, before we proceed with testimony, for the purposes of the record, there was a plea offer in this case, and it was against counsel's wishes.
Oh, no. If you are going to put on the record what the plea bargain agreement was.
I wasn't going to put the plea on, Your Honor. I understand you're not allowed to be privy to the agreement.
Oh, okay.
Just that there was a plea offer made. I advised my client to take the offer. I thought it was a reasonable offer. There were some cases that were going to be disposed as part of that agreement. However, the client has rejected that offer.
Okay. All right. Do you wish to continue with this contested hearing? That's either yes or no. What's going to end up happening is the state has read the violations. You've said they're not true. So now the state is going to call witnesses. They're going to call this first witness. You can turn around. That's the witness at the back of the courtroom. They're going to come and testify. So do you still wish to plead with your pleas of not true? Or do you wish for the state to go forward with their case and call a witness?
A little louder, please.
I didn't know, I didn't know we were doing this. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Well, you were here yesterday and you knew we were doing an MTR and you didn't want to come from the jail. So it took us a while to get you to come from the jail. I had to sign an order for you to be brought over from the jail. So you were brought back today for a contested MTR hearing. What will happen in the hearing is the state is going to call their witnesses. If they present evidence and I find it true, then I will find it true. Then we'll go forward with whether or not I revoke your probation or not. So the question for you is, do you wish to continue with your plea of not true? Yes or no? All right, state, call your witness.
Your Honor, we call Sergeant Casares.
Yes. Okay. All right. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, make sure you keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear. If you can state your name for the record.
Rosemary Cáceres,
All right, state.
Sergeant, how long have you been with BCSO?
12 years.
And are you a licensed peace officer?
Yes, sir.
As part of your duties, do you recognize what I've marked as States Exhibit 1?
Yes, sir.
And how do you recognize it?
That's the video from our overhead camera. They're in South Tower booking.
Okay, and how do you, did you have an opportunity to view this?
I did review it. Yes, sir.
Okay, and how do you know that you reviewed it?
I signed and dated.
Is this a fair and accurate copy of the recording that you access in regards to this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, I offer States Exhibit 1. This is for the assault. Okay, I have no objection, Your Honor.
All right, State's Exhibit number 1 is admitted without objection.
Do I have permission to publish this, Your Honor?
Yes.
And so aside from providing the video to the investigations part of BCSO, did you have other interaction with this case?
I interviewed both and I'm in charge of booking, so I'm aware of the inmates that are in our section.
Okay, and so do you recognize the defendant?
Yes, I do.
And how do you recognize her?
She was one of the inmates in booking that day.
Okay, and was she involved in an altercation?
Yes, she was.
And what happened?
She was in line to be transferred to the main jail. She walked away from the line and just went straight to Latrell and started striking her.
Okay, and do you remember the defendant's name? Would it help?
Latrell.
I'm sorry, would it help if you had your report to?
Oh, okay. Latrell Rebecca.
And that's the victim or the defendant?
Oh, the defendant.
I'm sorry, it's a little confusing. Is that the victim in this case?
I'm gonna object to her memory being refreshed while she's
Oh.
holding the document.
All
Your
right,
Honor.
could you read? And if there is no objection, I believe this is the question.
Judge, my objection is to her memory being refreshed and her reading from her.
All right, if that's a report, you can review it to refresh your memory.
Yeah, just
So state, what is the question?
Who was struck in that video?
Latrell Rebecca.
And who struck?
Oh, who was striking? Oh, Lopez, Mariah Lopez, I'm sorry.
And what was the date that this happened on?
February 10th, 2024.
Okay, and where did this happen?
South Tower booking.
Okay, and is that in Bexar County, Texas?
Yes, sir.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Any questions?
Sergeant, you were present that day at the jail
Yes, sir.
and you you have personal knowledge that Miss Lopez assaulted the allegedly assaulted that other inmate?
Yes, sir.
And so you don't know that if the other inmate maybe had said something to Miss Lopez to get her, to kind of aggravate her?
She wasn't near her.
So you don't know what their interactions were beforehand, do you?
I do.
Okay, no further questions, Judge.
All right,
No further questions.
is this witness excused or subject for recall?
Excuse from the state, Your Honor.
Right.
Excuse.
All right, thank you. All right, so with regards to the violation of condition number 1, state has already presented evidence on violation of condition number 1. Is there any evidence? And of course, defense, you don't have to present any evidence. Is there any evidence you would like to present on violation of condition number one?
None, Your Honor.
All right, with regards to violation condition number one, the court is going to find violation of condition number one true. State, are you still proceeding with violations of 2 and 14G?
No, Your Honor, we'll waive those.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will hear requests from each party. What would you like to see done with regards to the motion to revoke?
Your Honor, we're asking for the 5 years. The defendant made a bargain to for deferred initially. She was unsuccessful on deferred. Her sentence was reformed for community supervision, and she agreed to the 5 years. She didn't do great on community supervision. She picked up a new offense that brought her to the jail. And then once she was in the jail, she picked up another new offense. So Your Honor, at this time, we're asking for the 5 years.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, we're gonna defer to the court.
You have no request?
I would allow Ms. Lopez to testify, you know, I believe she wants to make some announcements.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you wish to say anything? If you do, you're going to be placed under the oath and you're going to be subject to this examination from the state.
Okay, Your Honor, it looks like at this time the client would not like to testify. Your Honor, we would respectfully request the court to sentence the client to 3 years in TDC.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to grant the motion. Court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, credit for any time served, and there's to be no contact with the complainant in this case. And in the assault case, what is the name of the complainant?
Latrell, Your Honor, sorry. Rebecca Latrell. It's
All right, and there's to be no contact with Rebecca Latrell.
it's spelled a little unusual.
All right, yes.
Rebecca. Latrell is Luttrell.
I'm sorry, L-U-T-T.
Luttrell.
All right, and there's to be no contact with Rebecca Latrell. All right, I'm showing you what's in the certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? All right, you do have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on probation. Do you understand? All right, because this is a felony conviction and because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. All right, everyone, the court is in recess.